All right, so a couple of weeks ago, I made a video on the Console 1 mixing system, and I gave my honest feedback, and it wasn't the greatest, but I needed to make this update video because I have been talking with Softube support, trying to troubleshoot, figuring out why I'm having some of the issues that I was having, especially in Logic and in UAD Luna. And this video, I'm grateful to say, fixes most of these problems. Now I'm going to walk through the issues that I was experiencing in that previous video. If you haven't watched it, you can go take a look at it, but this video is going to recap and I'm going to show you how to fix some of the problems that I've been having. All right, so we're going to jump into this session here in Logic. Now, the big problem I was having was with these summing folders, where if I had something in the summing folder, as you can see, I have these kick tracks here. And then when I would page over, I'd come back and it would be zeroed out. So again, I want my levels to be here so I can use this fader to control both. But when I go over to try something else, I come back and it zeroes out. Now, the way to fix this is actually to go up to the Console 1 OSD and just quit it. And then once it's all shut down, you can go into your applications folder and again, just open it up again and basically restart the Console 1 in the session. Don't have Console 1 open while you're opening Logic or you're going to get this issue. Now, when I go to, say, my kick track, if I were to move these faders, page over, come back, it's fixed. I don't know, that's amazing because that one thing right there made it unusable for me. And that's what I said in my previous review, but now this fixes that problem. However, there's another thing with this that you need to be aware of that is a bit of a bug and an issue. So now, okay, that fixes that issue. But let's say I'm working in a session and I want to just say, get rid of these tracks, or I'm not using them, so I'm going to delete them. Now here's the problem. That does not update with the Console 1 system. As you can see, I still have those tracks in Console 1. So now when I go over to kick trigger, I'm now moving the wrong fader. And the only way to fix that again is to restart the OSD. So if you're in a session, if you're deleting tracks, same thing happens if you add a track. Let me go ahead and do that. It won't show up in the Console 1 system. So now I've added track 59, but as you can see, nowhere to be found on the Console 1 mixing system. And the last thing again is when you close a project and you can see that Logic is closed out here, all of the session data remains in Console 1. And again, you have to quit the OSD, restart it, and that will reset your Console 1 to not have that session information within it. Now, that makes Logic a great platform now for mixing with the Console 1 system. I'm happy to report that that one issue with the faders being resolved makes it usable and great. It's still not without its bugs, but it works. Now with UAD Luna, Luna recently updated to have VST3 plugins and AU plugins as an option. And I didn't realize that AU plugins, when you use the Console 1 AU plugin in Luna, that's not going to be compatible. You have to use the VST3 version of it. So that's why I was getting those issues with the Luna session where none of the data was transferring. So if you're using Luna, and I think you have to do this also with other DAWs as well. If there's a VST3 version of the plugin, use that. That's going to be the compatible format. Otherwise, you may run into some issues. So quick video. I just wanted to make this update because, again, I love what the Console 1 mixing system is designed to do. I'm trying really hard to get it into my workflow because I want to have the faders. I want to have the hands-on tactile control over my mixing sessions because I want it to feel more like an instrument. I don't want to just be clicking around on a computer. And when I ran into these issues, it's been kind of a headache, but I'm glad to report that things are looking better. It's still not without its issues, but if you're looking at grabbing one of these systems, it should work in all the major DAWs. There will be some quirks in all of them. The Pro Tools quirk with the Pro Tools HUI, where the track colors and the track numbers still don't import for me. I tried the restart of the OSD, so I'm still trying to troubleshoot that, but it's not something that's really stopping me from using it. It's more just kind of like I wish this just worked like it should, but it's not preventing me from using the Console 1 the way it needs to be used. So again, update on this video. I'll continue to talk about my experience with the Softube Console 1 if that's of interest to you. So let me know in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video.